Every year, I want to create a new pros and cons video of what it's truly like to live here in Kerrville, Texas. And of course, this is based on what people are saying online, what people are telling me directly, but also the unique challenges that we may be facing as a community. So let's go ahead and dive into the pros and cons of living in Kerrville, Texas 2024 edition. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, but also hit that little bell so you can get notified anytime I put out videos just like this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this video off with pro number one, and that is the Scenic Beauty. So Kerrville is renowned for its stunning natural landscapes. The Guadalupe River is a central feature, offering opportunities for kayaking, fishing, and picnicking along the banks. You can almost imagine yourself, you and your family, just floating down the Guadalupe River while surrounded by lush greenery and natural wildlife. The rolling hills and vibrant wildflowers, especially during the spring, create a picturesque environment that's perfect for hiking, but also biking and running. Parks like Lewis Hayes Park or Shriner Park offer great spots for family outings to either go on picnics, jogs, bike rides, walks, whatever. And it's just a great opportunity for you and your family to get out and enjoy the great outdoors. For those of you out there who really appreciate the beauty of nature, Kerrville provides a serene and picturesque setting that's just hard to beat. Okay, so pro number two is, and it's really to no surprise because I hear this from a lot of people who moved to Kerrville, but also from the folks online, and that is the friendly people and community. So the people of Kerrville describe the town as having that small town charm, but with people who are seriously considerate, who are loving, who are caring, and with a lot of folks who are literally willing to give them the shirt off their back. And I personally would absolutely have to agree with this because my family on my mom's side moved to Kerrville in the 60s, and I spent many years of my life in Kerrville, and I would say this is an absolute truth. Most of the people in Kerrville are so friendly and so kind, and like I said, are willing to give you the shirt off their backs. And of course, there's the bad apples out there, but for the most part, if you're moving to Kerrville, that's one of the things you'll find very quickly is how loving, how caring, and how considerate the folks are here in Kerrville. This close-knit community is ideal for those looking for a supportive and neighborly environment. The sense of community is very strong here, with numerous local events and festivals bringing everyone together. From the Kerrville Folk Festival to the local markets, there's always something happening that fosters a sense of belonging. So whether you're thinking about moving to Kerrville, whether you're brand new to town or have lived here for many years, you're always going to find those folks that are warm, inviting, and willing to give a helping hand. Okay, so now moving on to pro number three, and that is our schools and education system. So education is a significant pro when living here in Kerrville, Texas. The public schools are highly rated, making it a great place for families with children. In addition to the strong K-12 system, Kerrville is also home to the Shriner University, a reputable institution offering a range of undergraduate and graduate programs. So one of the best things about having the university here in Kerrville is the youthful energy that it brings to town, but also the opportunity for continuing education, but also cultural enrichment. The presence of this university adds to the town's educational landscape, providing opportunities for higher education close to home. And with a strong focus on academics and community involvement, the schools in Kerrville prepare students well for their future endeavors. Okay, so moving on to pro number four, and I hear this one all the time, and that is Kerrville's medical facilities. So Kerrville really does boast excellent healthcare facilities, making sure that the residents here have access to high quality healthcare. The Peterson Regional Medical Center is a top-notch hospital serving the community with comprehensive medical services. From routine checkups to specialized treatments, the availability of quality healthcare is a significant advantage for the residents. And in addition to Peterson, there are numerous clinics and healthcare providers offering services ranging from dental care to physical therapy. Having such robust medical facilities in town contributes to the high quality of life, giving the residents peace of mind knowing that help is always nearby when they need it. And then on top of that, we do have the VA hospital for all you veterans out there. Now, it's not an ER hospital, but they do have your primary care doctors, you have specialty doctors, and if they can't get it done for you, they'll send you out on a referral to Kerrville, San Antonio, Austin, wherever. But that's a great resource for all you veterans out there. Moving on to number 4, we have cost of living. Another major pro of living in Kerrville, Texas is the cost of living, and this is relative to you and your income, but for a lot of folks moving from California, Washington up north, the cost of living here in Kerrville is quite a bit less than a lot of those states. But not just other states, even within Texas, if you're coming from areas of Dallas, Houston, Austin, even San Antonio, you're potentially paying a lot less for a home and just the cost of living in general here in Kerrville than a lot of areas even in Texas. Compared to these larger cities, Kerrville offers more affordable housing options, lower property taxes, and overall lower expenses. This affordability makes it an attractive option for retirees, young families, and anyone looking to stretch their dollar further while still enjoying a high quality of life. And then the real estate market here is crazy diverse. You can find that 1-bedroom, 1-bath home for $125,000, and you can find that golf course luxurious estate with 5 bedrooms, 5 baths with 4,000 square feet, listed for $2.5 million. And also for those of you who are looking for ranches, you can find anything from a 50-acre place for $450,000 to a 1,000-acre place with a huge house, big beautiful barns, listed for close to $10 million. So pretty much you can find anything and everything here. And it just goes to show the diversity of our real estate market here in Kirk County and specifically Kerrville. Additionally, everyday expenses such as your groceries, utilities, and transportation tend to be lower as well, making it easier to maintain a comfortable lifestyle without really breaking the bank. Okay, it's time. Let's go ahead and discuss some of those cons. So con number 1 for today is limited nightlife. So while Kerrville does offer some local restaurants and some entertainment options, it is definitely limited when it comes to the nightlife. If you're someone who enjoys a bustling nightlife with a variety of bars, clubs, and late night events, you might find that Kerrville is lacking in this department. Most establishments close relatively early, and the options for nightlife are more low-key, such as enjoying a quiet evening at a local restaurant or bar. Now, with that being said, I've been to several bars over the years in Kerrville that have gotten pretty rowdy and stayed open fairly late, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but it's nothing like you'll find in the bigger cities like Austin or San Antonio. So while this might be perfect for a lot of you who just do not care about that scene anymore, if you do crave that still, you're probably going to have to drive to San Antonio. Now just keep in mind, it's an hour away, so you're probably going to have to get a hotel or a B&B or something. But for most of you who are looking to buy in Kerrville, I don't really think this is going to be a problem for you anyways. And another con that you really should consider when thinking about moving to Kerrville is our local job market. While there are employment opportunities, particularly in healthcare, education, and local businesses, the options are more limited in comparison to larger metropolitan areas like San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, wherever. Those with specialized careers or those seeking high growth industries may find it pretty challenging to find a suitable career here in Kerrville. However, those in careers like healthcare, education, and retail, there are stable job opportunities available. And on top of that, the growth for remote work has opened more possibilities for residents to work for companies outside the immediate area while enjoying the benefits of living in a smaller town like Kerrville. Living in a smaller town like Kerrville can feel sometimes isolating. So this brings us to our next con, which is small town bubble. The small town bubble means that everyone literally knows everyone here, which of course can both be a positive, but also a negative. While it can foster a close-knit community, it can also lead to a lack of anonymity or limited social diversity. If you thrive in a more diverse or dynamic environment, this might be a downside for you. But on the other hand, a lot of the residents here appreciate the slower pace and the sense of security that comes with living in a town where people truly look after one another. It really is a trade-off. It depends on personal preference and of course your lifestyle. The humidity is another factor to consider, which brings us to our next con, and I hear this one all the time from folks who are moving into our area from other parts of the country, and even folks who lived here for 50, 60 years. A lot of them talk about how humid it is here, and it's kind of crazy to me because if you're looking at towns or cities like Galveston, Houston, any of those cities along the Gulf, it is way more humid there than it is here, but of course it does depend on the year and how much rain we are getting. The weather can be a significant adjustment, especially if you're coming from a region, like I said earlier, with a milder climate. It's important to be prepared for the heat and have ways to stay cool during those summer months. One of the things I always tell people is making sure you invest in a good HVAC system, or at least making sure that you have it serviced on a regular basis. That's going to make a big difference during those summer months. But it's also a really good idea to constantly stay hydrated, but also planning your events for the cooler part of the day, maybe early in the morning or later in the evening, in the afternoon when the sun's starting to come down. That tends to help out a little bit. But like I said, the humidity levels can pretty much vary depending on the year and how much rain we are getting at that time. And while this climate is typical for Texas, it's very important to keep in mind if you're sensitive to heat or humidity if you're thinking about moving here. Okay, so this brings us to our final con, and that is the distance to the major cities. And while this is great for those of you who are trying to escape the hustle and bustle of the bigger cities, it also means longer drive for access to those amenities and that shopping options that the bigger cities have, like San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, wherever you prefer to go, that we just do not have here in Kerrville. If you frequently need to travel to cities like San Antonio or Austin, be prepared for a commute. On the plus side, Kerrville's location provides a peaceful retreat while still being within a somewhat reasonable driving distance to these larger cities for the occasional trips. This balance can be ideal for those of you who want the best of both worlds, quiet living with access to urban conveniences when needed. So there you have it, an overview of the pros and cons of living in Kerrville, Texas, 2024 edition. I really do want to hear from you guys this time. Let me know down in the comments below, what are some of the pros and cons of living in Kerrville in your opinion, and whether you're thinking about buying or selling in 3 days or 3 years. I would like to be a realtor of choice. All my contact information is above, but also down in the description, and make sure you watch this next video. I think you're really gonna like it. We'll see you in the next video.